Hello everybody, Kevin Monroe here with you. Today we're going to talk about, or tonight we're going to talk about the molt. I want to point a few things out to you, show you some birds in the molt, things to look for, and just some things not to do while they're in the molt. To do and not to do during the molt. So if y'all's loft floor is looking like this, like mine is here, feathers everywhere, you know, that's the results of birds being in a full molt. And it's August the 28th, I believe. And usually the molt starts end of July, 1st of August, and lasts all the way through, let's see, August, September, October, you know, up until November, December, you know, sometimes. So, I'm going to put some birds up here in the show pen, and we'll take a look at different stages of the molt, and I'll be right back with y'all. Okay, so briefly, once again, we're going to go over the molt and the wing of the bird, and since that's what primarily I look at, and we're just going to discuss how it affects the birds, you know, in the air, and a couple of things to look for, and just what you're looking at when you look at a wing. I put a couple of them, or 4 of them actually, for us to look at, and the terminology is all my own pretty much, so I'm sure proper terminology for some of the things we'll talk about, you know, can be found, but anyway, it's just the way I look at my pigeons, and why, you know, through the molt. Okay, so we're looking at this pigeon here, and we'll look at the feathers in the wing, and as we can see here, we got, you know, these long feathers here are called, these white ones here are called primaries. And the primaries start where the direction of the feather, see the point on each feather? It's going towards the tip of the wing. And then where the dark feathers are, and it's just a coincidence, you know, this could be any color right through here. Color has no bearing on it. But right here on the dark feather, they point back towards the body, each of the tip of the feathers. That's known as the secondaries. And when the molt starts, it starts on the wing. When it starts on the wing, it starts close to the body and works its way out, one feather at a time. And it takes about 4 weeks to get a full feather in. Probably 6 sometimes to finish them all the way out. But, you know, 3 to 4 weeks, it looks, you know, pretty good. And they'll drop a feather but right around 3 weeks, the next feather, and then it'll start coming in as this one's finishing up. In the racing homer world, a lot of times I would take the 9 and 10 right here, these last 2, and I would clip them off about 3/4, make sure I got the vein of the feather about June the 17th of every year. And then 2 weeks later, somewhere around July the 4th, I would come in here and I would pull a single feather. That way my bird could stay flying as this feather was coming back in, and this one would be drying out. That's why I'm clipping them, so the blood inside the vein there is drying out. It won't hurt them or injure them when I pull them. So I clip them, they dry out for 2 weeks, I pull one. That way it's not hard on them to keep flying, and I can keep training them. And I wait for it to get about 3/4 of the way back in, and then I'll pull this number 9. So we'll count them right here, you know, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, 8's gone, and 9, 10. There's 10 primaries and 10 secondaries. The feathers right above that on your wing, the feathers right above your secondaries and your primaries right here, I call them cover feathers. That's the cover feathers. And this is known as the wing shield. This is the wing shield right here. wing butt. And so that's what the wing's all about. So anyway, so they start at the body and come out. And the hard time for the birds is whenever they get into these primaries. And mainly 7, 8, 9, the last 4 is tough on them. And when the blood's in the feather and the feather's growing, it's real painful for them to fly sometimes. And a lot of fanciers, including myself in my younger days, probably culled a lot of birds that were just sore from the molt. So if you see a bird lagging a little bit, you check his wing, and then you'll see if he's growing feathers in towards the end here, then he might need a little rest. And some people don't like to rest them, say, hey, the rest are flying, you should too. But I found that, if you rest them, the birds that lag or pull away from the team, if you look and you find, hey, yeah, this guy's sore, rest them up maybe a week, and give him another chance. And I feel it saved me some good pigeons doing it that way. Okay, so the feed that I feed during the molt is 15% protein, and I mix it in with their wheat and Milo, and just 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, and that's just a base feed through the summer, through the molt. And the babies, I give them a little more protein until they start flying. Once they start flying, and get through the molt, I try to keep them on a 50-50 wheat and Milo, and then add a little this or that, whatever they're doing for me in the air. I make adjustments through the season. So back to the molts. Of course, they molt in the tail too. You can see there. And I don't know the sequence of the feathers dropping. We'll look at each one of these. They're all different, but this one's right out of the middle, growing new feathers in. And so anyway, we just we take extra care of them through the molt, and watch out for that outbird. Give him a second chance. Feed extra protein. Be more patient with them. And it's hard for me to say, but a lot easier to say than it is to do. I know. So, okay, we looked at a bird that was molting out in the wing. It was on its number 8. It was started back on this number 8 in its primaries. This bird here, see if I can get it for you. This bird here, right there, you can see the points. You can see the points changing directions right here. So this feather starts going back toward the body, and this feather here starts going toward the tip of the wing. Right here is where the primaries start. This right here is where the secondaries start. So, as I said earlier, when we get towards the end of the molt, right here, the last 4 or 5 feathers, is where we have the most trouble with our birds. This bird, let's see here, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. This bird's the number 6. See if it don't wiggle out of my hand here. I'm trying to show you that number 6. You can see it right there poking through right here. Right there. Number 6 coming back in there. You can see the feather number 10 there's damaged on the end. Right on that tip. So, and in her tail, she's a little bit in the middle, a little bit on each side, and she's still got the feather here in the middle, this old feather. You can see it there. This old feather here will be soon coming out and replaced with a newer feather. Oh, and she's got a little bit of neck molt still in the body, a little bit around her neck. You see the light color right in here. But they really, and in the back right there, we'll look at another one here. This little girl here, she's on number 7. She got number 7 coming in. if we can see it here. I'll try to pull it out for you. Right there. That's number 7. And in her tail, we'll look at her tail. Her tail's about fully, looks like it's fully in. Looks real nice. Maybe a couple of older feathers in the middle. We'll look at them right there. You can see they're a little dirtier than the one on the left. This one here is white. These other two are a little dirtier looking. So she still might have a couple in the middle to molt out. But in her wing, she's on number 6 on this side. Let's see, was it 10, 9, 8, 7? She's on number 7 on this wing. And on this wing, let's see where she's at. Starting from the middle right here, counting my primaries, going toward the tip of the wing. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7's about 3/4 of the way in. 8's missing all the way. That's what I was talking about earlier. Is that the feather before will get about 3/4 of the way grown, and it'll drop the next one in line. So 8's missing, and then she still has 9 and 10 to go. I hope I got a good shot of that for y'all. Yeah, 8's missing, 7's 3/4, and 9 and 10 to go. Okay, this little jewel here, we're going to take a little look at her in the cage where you can get a better look at her. The back of her neck is about molted all the way gone. See if we can zero in on her a little bit. Come on, sugar. Turn around here, we're going to look at you. There it is. Okay, I don't know if you can get a good look at it or not. We'll play the video back and see. I want her to stand right where you can see that big old chunk of feathers gone out of the back of her neck. So anyway, she's molting out real heavy. And the other ones are as well. They're all about the same stage in my older team. And as I said before, the babies, they come out, they get winged, and almost automatically they go through a body molt, and they just go through a full molt. We call it a baby molt, or I call it a baby molt. And they get by that, and then soon after, you know, we breed them, you know what, January through June. So soon after, you know, weaned off and going through that first baby molt, they're right back into a full adult molt. You know, starting 1st of August, end of July, all the way through up into November, December, to go all the way through a molt. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all tonight. I hope it helps somebody as always, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.